Yeah. You take a dead piece like Had Gadia and convert that in something unbelievable. Thank you, Kentor. So tomorrow's Torah reading will remind us about the Israelites standing at the edge of the Red Sea or the Sea of Reeds. Pharaoh's army is behind them. The water is in front of them. There is nowhere to go. And all of a sudden, these people were just liberated, who had just witnessed miracle after miracle. Suddenly, they freeze. They freeze and they panic. And you know what? I get it. They had just come out of slavery, yes, but at least in slavery, they knew the rules. They knew what to expect. It was painful, but predictable. And as strange as it sounds, there is a kind of comfort in that. Because the unknown is very scary. You might be heard the old saying, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. That's what they were feeling. They weren't cowards, they were humans. How many Israelites left Egypt? According to the Midrash, when the Torah says they left Hamushim, the meaning is unclear. It's usually translated as armed, but some of our rabbis said it means something else entirely. One Midrash says Hamushim comes from the word Hamesh. Only 1 in 5 Israelites actually left Egypt. And another Midrash says that only 1 in 50. The rest remain in slavery. They stayed behind. They choose familiarity over freedom, pain over possibility. Why? Because freedom requires risk, and risk is scary. And here is the thing. This isn't just about the Israelite. This is about all of us. Because life, real life, is full of risk. I came across a meditation a while ago. It's not originally Jewish, but I think its wisdom is deeply true. It goes like this. To laugh is to risk appearing foolish. To cry is to risk being seen as weak. To reach out to another is to risk rejection. To show your true feeling is to risk being hurt. To dream is to risk disappointment. To love is to risk heartbreak. And to try is to risk failure. But the greatest risk of all is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, and I will say, is goenisht. Nothing. They may avoid pain, but they also avoid growth. They avoid connection. They avoid life. And that brings us back to our story. Because while the Israelites stood frozen, one man stepped forward, Nachshon ben Aminadav. Remember his name. And say it out loud. Nachshon ben Aminadav. According to the Midrash, Nachshon didn't wait for the sea to split. He didn't wait for guarantees. He didn't wait for everyone else to go first. He walked straight into the water. First to his ankles, then his knees, then his waist, then his chest. The water kept rising until it reached his neck. And then, and only then, did the sea split. Not when Moses lifted his hands, not when the people shouted, not when the prayers were said. Only when one man had the courage to walk in without knowing what would happen next. That's what it means to be a Nachshon. That's what it means to be a leader. Not a leader with a title, but a leader of the heart. Someone who steps forward when it matters most. And it's the powerful thing. When he walked in, Others followed. Sometimes all it takes is one person to make a different choice. One person to change the story. So what does it mean to be a Nachshon today? It's not about splitting seas. It's not about grand gestures. It's about being the one to step forward when everyone else holds back. It's being the one who says, I'm going to therapy, I want to break the cycles I inherited. I'm sorry, I was wrong, I want to make things right. This job is draining the life out of me, I'm ready to look for something else. I want to come out, I want to live authentically, even if it's scary. I want to build a Jewish life, I want more connection, I want more meaning. It's saying, I love you first. It's making the first move, it's choosing hope when despair feels safer. Being a Nachshon means deciding to live a little braver even when your voice shakes and your knees feel like jelly. It's saying out loud, I don't want a society where decent people who did everything right fear for the future. In Israel today, the paratroopers, the ones who jump first into enemy territory, are still called Nachshonim. Because even now, we honor the ones who take that first step. And that's a message not just for soldiers or heroes in the movies. It's a message for each of us. Because you and I, we all face red seas in our lives. Those moments when we stand at the edge of something vast and terrifying and beautiful, and we don't know what will happen if we step forward. And in those moments, we have a choice. Do we stay where it's safe, or do we step? Do we wait for someone else to go first, or do we become the one others can follow? Because it's the truth. The sea only splits after you step in. That's how it works. In Torah, in life, in love, in growth. So next time you are standing at the crossroad, when you are scared, when you feel paralyzed, remember Nachshon ben Aminadav. Remember the water up to his neck. Remember that he didn't wait. And may we each find the courage in our own way, in our own time, to take that step. Shabbat Shalom.